Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man, you could tap in and you could tap out. But you know my slogan, you know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know time and energy, the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got y'all here chasing that bag, chasing that money, chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex. That time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, and everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically. Constant elevation. Yeah, we on our way to the top, well over 50,000 subscribers, and we on our way to 60K. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You know how I'm giving it up, and you absolutely know how I'm putting it down, all right? Now, do me a favor, man. Wipe off your feet before you step into the big house. Yeah, wipe off your feet before you step into this big-ass house. You understand me? Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear. Every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. All right? Now, you see the title, man. I got a lot of people in the DM. You know, I'm getting a lot of back and forth in the DM. You know, what's your perspective, Grown Man Business TV, on the whole situation with Max B? I mean, what's your thought process on everything that's taking place with Max B? And I got to say, you know, it's absolutely nasty work. Now, if you don't know, I just did a pre-recorded video talking about this situation with Max B, and I'm getting a lot of traction in the DM, and I would prefer y'all come to the comments section if you want to talk to Grown Man Business TV, if you want to express your opinion, put it in the comments section, you know what I mean? Like China Brim and all that. But on the other hand, I said, you know what? I'm going to go live right now. I'm going to go live right now, and we going to talk about this. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, you know, the youngsters are watching. The youth, the next generation is paying close attention to the example that we set. And that's the only reason why I'm speaking on Max B in situations like what Max B is going through. You know what I mean? You know, welcome home to Max B. That's the first thing I said in the video. Welcome home to Max B. It's always a beautiful situation watching a man come home from prison, being embraced by his family, by his friends, seeing his children. You know, another black man stepping foot right back into the house. You know, he got a son, he got a daughter, he got people that's following and being led by him. So he needs to be free, respectfully. Welcome home to Max B. But the elephant in the room, you know, that's the in between. That's the gray area, that big ass elephant that's in the room. And that's what we going to talk about tonight. Big salute to the chat. You already know, man. Before we get into this situation about Max B, before we get into this conversation about these jail dudes, prison time, federales, snitching, you know, we got to do some customizations to the chat. You know what I mean? The higher ups and the elites are always paying attention to the channel. They're always playing chess at the highest level. They're always trying to shadow ban the channel, muffle the message. Because regardless, even if we talking about Max B, they know it's a message in the madness. They understand, trust me, the higher ups and the elites understand I'm a threat to the establishment. You know what I mean? I let y'all know every time I go live that the revolution will be televised right here in these YouTube streets. Yeah, I said the YouTube streets is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Well over 100 already in here. We're going to have a conversation, all right? So I'm going to do some customizations to the chat. I'm going to give y'all a few quick seconds and a few quick moments to get in here, and we're going to get right into it. This not going to be a long live stream. This not going to be drawn out. We're going to get right into the situation. Max B is home 59 years early. Yeah, I said it. You heard me right. 59 years early. They gave Max B 75 years in a federal penitentiary, and he came home in 17 years. All right? Now, again, like I said, we're going to have this conversation because y'all got the game confused. We done got to a present time on American soil when it comes to this so-called street culture, gang activity. Y'all done got so much gray area that y'all don't know if it's snitching or if it's not. The same way y'all don't know if you a man or if you a woman. You know what I mean? You put a wig on and you think you a woman. You wear some boxes and now you think you a man. It's a whole bunch of confusion. It's a whole bunch of confusion. And that's why my voice is powerful. Because you need a strong baritone. You need a grown man that stand on grown man business, that know how to use his Adam's apple, that's not riding waves, that's going to tell you exactly what it is. The same way we was brought up. We used to know what a snitch was. We used to know what a rat was. We used to know what a woman was. And we used to know what a man is. All right? So again, big salute to the chat. I want to have a quick conversation about Max B. And before we get into this, again, welcome home to Max B. Yeah, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Always a beautiful situation seeing a man step out them prison walls, being embraced by his family, being embraced by his kids, being embraced by his friends. You know what I mean? A lot of love being spread around. Salute to that. You know what I mean? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. All right? Now, you see that right there at the bottom of the chat. You see that. Before you get in here with your Twitter fingers, do what your Twittering with your Twitter fingers and all that, what your Twitter fingers do all in the comment section with your Twitter fingers, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear. All right? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, we talking about Max B, Bigavelli. I ain't going to lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Virginia, man. I wasn't really big on Max B's music. We listen to Dipset. We rock with Cameron, Jim Jones, Joel Santana. But I didn't get into Hell Rell and Max B and J.R. Ryder. Those dudes, I wasn't up on the wave. You understand what I'm saying? So I wasn't one of the people that knew what was going on with Max B or didn't know. I just know over the years, I always heard people say, free the wave. Free the wave until the wave is free. Well, guess what? The wave is free. Max B is home. Beautiful situation. You understand what I'm saying? 17, 18 years in prison, and he is now feet on land. Beautiful situation. I got to show a lot of love. And again, welcome home to Max B. But I want to have a conversation about the elephant in the room. Okay? This is where it gets sticky at. This is where somebody like a Max B is, he's in a time capsule. Before you went to prison, there was no YouTube. There was no YouTube streets. Before you went to prison, before they locked up the wave, there was no real content creation on this level. So it's a whole nother world you stepping into. And the word is, Max B did bad. Now, I got a lot of people that looked at that video, went in my DMs, and they don't like that I'm talking about this. But word is Max B did bad. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that because it's a necessary evil. If Max B did bad, that's his prerogative. If Max B talked to the police, that's his situation. But here's where I'm going to come in at. Here's where I'm going to connect the dots. The youth, they are watching. The young boys, they are watching. You got a 6'9" somewhere over there in the cut, watching this whole situation, understanding that you can be a gangster and you can be a rat and you can come back home and be embraced by the streets and by the people. So now when these dudes get in trouble, when these young boys get in trouble, they're not even thinking to stand on the so-called code of the streets. They ready to go in that interrogation room, get that Big Mac with extra cheese and a Coca-Cola, and they ready to talk to the people. So now I'm going to connect the dots. I'm going to do my part, all right? It's a lot of people in the DM, yo, X, Y, and Z. Let me tell you something. I spent enough time in the streets to know exactly what I'm looking at. Yeah, don't get it confused when you see the big house, you see the pool. I'm grown man. I'm standing on grown man business. I'm a taxpaying citizen. Don't ever get it confused that I don't know or I don't understand what takes place off the porch out there in the street. You understand what I'm saying? We look at these ex-basketball players. Just because he's not active in the league anymore doesn't mean that he doesn't know what's going on in the league. Yeah, just because I'm not active in the street anymore don't mean I can't double back and give pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles about what's going on in the streets. All right? Now, one thing for sure and two things for certain, you already know how I do over here at Grown Man Business TV, right? I kept the receipts. Yeah. Yeah, you got to know something. I don't go nowhere without the receipts. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, it's a new world, Max B. You know what I mean? Take a month, take 6 months, get your mind right, and understand what you dealing with when it comes to this content creation. It's a whole nother world, and I kept the receipts. Now, you got a lot of people out here like 1090 Jake explaining to the world that Max B didn't do bad, and what are we talking about, and why are you saying this, and why are you saying that? Well, we gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Now let's give some context to this situation with Max B. Max B was a rapper that was signed to Jim Jones. He was part of the Bird Gang, the whole situation, right? Max B money wasn't all the way right. So Max B was 1 foot in the industry, 1 foot in the streets. One day Max B get a phone call from his girlfriend. She say, "Listen, baby, you know, I got a lick for you. Yeah, I got a Vic for you. Rob and Vic." Max B say, "Oh yeah, we gonna get that money." Max B make a phone call to his little brother, his little homie, and he say, "Go get that money." You understand me? Now, his little homie, his co-defendant, goes to the hotel, robs the man, but not only does he rob the man, he kills the man. He deletes that man, takes the money, and he leaves. You know, did what he did, got out of there. Not so far later, the police get involved, because you already know it's a body on the street. It's a robbery that took place. Now the federales and the police, they are involved. Somehow, some way, the police find Max B. And they start asking Max B a whole bunch of questions. They start asking Max B, who is the girlfriend? Where's she located? Where's her job at? Where can we find the young lady that set that man up? Guess what Max B did? He cooperated. He gave the police the information to go find his girlfriend. He told the police where her apartment was. He told the police what number the apartment was. He told the police where she worked at. He told the police where they could find this young lady. Now, obviously, the police went and they found the young lady. All right? After they found that young lady, she told the whole story. She cooperated as well. Soon after that, Max B gets 75 years and his man gets 100 years. Not only that, she cooperated, but she still had to do about 15 to 16 years her damn self. Even after cooperating, even after taking a stand, she went to jail. Okay? Now, that's just some context on what we talking about. I'm going to get into these receipts. I'm going to get into these receipts, and then we're going to break this down a little bit more. But what I'm here to tell all you youngsters that's listening, as soon as you confirm information for the police, as soon as you confirm any information that leads to an arrest, that leads to jail time, you are a rat. And we're going to break this down a little bit more, because again, what you got to understand is, if you're going to play in the streets, you need to know the rules of the streets. And dealing with these dudes out here right now with so much dirt in the game, it's so much gray areas that now it's a lot of dudes trying to wiggle out. They talking to the police, and then they trying to wiggle out the situation. If you're going to play in the streets, then you ain't supposed to make statements. Jay-Z said it best. Made men ain't supposed to make statements. All right? So I know y'all like Bigavelli. I know y'all like Max B, and that's all good. Welcome home to Max B. But the elephant in the room is, why did you point the police in the direction of that young lady? Why did you cooperate? Why did you give them any information when you did not have to give them the information? You know, we're going to talk about this. Big salute to the chat. Well over 500 in here. We gonna have a conversation. If the police ask you anything, You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. You know what I'm saying? Anything you say and do will be used against you in the court of law. So you have the right to not answer nothing. You know what I mean? In fear that you might incriminate yourself. I'm just putting that out there for the young boys that want to play in the street, for these hooligans and these jail niggas. You have the right to remain silent. So as soon as you choose to talk, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Big salute to the chat. Let's get into this first receipt. And yes, what we gonna do, what we are definitely gonna do is we are gonna address, you know, 1090 Jake. Because I ain't got no issue with 1090 Jake, but I don't like the fact that the culture allows 1090 Jake to step in and give his 2 cents on what a rat is and what a rat ain't. When we already got information, we got content, and we got paperwork, a 1090 Jake talking to the people. So you obviously don't know what it means to keep your mouth closed. So you don't get to come into our culture and give your 2 cents off of what a rat. You don't get to do that. And we gonna talk more about that. Yeah, we gonna have a conversation about that. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Hold on. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. We not gonna stay long on this. Where's the work at? Well, the work is out there, my G. Yeah. Let's. You know what? Let's see what we got going on here. Big salute to the chat. Let's see what we got going on here. The work is out there. All right. Now, what I want to do first is I want to let his co-defendant speak. All right, because we could get into the work, but his co-defendant is gonna tell you exactly what I'm talking about, and then we gonna break this down a little bit more. Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Absolutely nasty work. I ain't mad at it. I ain't tripping. You know, big salute to Max B for making it home. But now we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. All right, let's get into this first receipt. You already know how we do over here. Hit the like button and all that. Well over 500 in the chat. We hit the like button. Yeah, let's get into this.
His pops is married to my mom's. I'm locked up out here in Jersey for this case that me, him, and Gina Conway all got locked up for. During this time that we got locked up back in 2006, Max was signed to Jim Jones, Bird Gang, Dipset. Caught this case. The police came to talk to Max. And Mac B ended up cooperating with the police and assisting them with helping them locate Gina Conway. So that's what I put out there. And I put that back out. Like I said, we got locked up in 2006. I didn't get my discovery to the end of 2007, and that's when I put it out. I put it out in 2008. Put the paperwork out.
Hey, black woman, this right here is about to be your best.
So for the people who don't know, what is a discovery?
Now, discovery entails when you get locked up, discovery is everything that the state has as evidence that they will be presenting, or maybe not even presenting. It's just all the evidence that the state has in their possession. And the discovery has to get turned over to the defense in order for the defense to prepare a proper defense. So part of this discovery that was turned over to me was this interview report that Max B had met with the police and agreed to cooperate in the system with helping them locate Gina Conway.
So,
okay, now you heard what the man said, and we gonna break that down, and we gonna get a little bit deeper into this. Max B told the police where to find Gina Conway. Okay, let's start right there. The police is looking. The police got a suspect. They say, you know what? We need to find Max B so we can get in contact with Gina Conway. They go to Max B and he says, there she is. That's where she live at. That's her apartment number. And she works at Scarlet. She's a stripper. That's where she works at. You can find her over there. Now, right there, you did wrong. And what you listening to is his co-defendant, Pooh Sims. All right. He don't sound crazy to me. Okay. Now, it get deeper than that, because not only did he say that Max B pointed the police in the direction of that young lady, but he was having conversations with the police. You know what I'm saying? You know, when the detectives when they run down on you, they leave you with a card. You know, give me a call if you hear something. Give me a call if you know something. Reach out. Here go my card. And it's saying, yeah, it's saying Max was in contact with the police. Okay? Now, we going to get into another receipt, but I want to stay right here for a second. For everybody in the chat saying she told, absolutely, she's a rat as well. But imagine this. Imagine this. FBA Kings TV salute. Imagine this. Imagine you do a crime with 3 people, right? The police don't know where you at. The police is trying to do their job, right? The police run down on you and say, we need to talk to you. You know about that murder that happened in that hotel, right? And you say, well, how do you know? I mean, what made you come and find me? Well, we already talked to your homie, Max B. And your homie told us you lived over here. He not only told us that you live over here, but he told us you was a stripper and you work at Scarlet. Your homie that you did that crime with told us where to find you at. What would you think about that? How would you feel about that? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to give you some context, because once they tell you your homie already pointed us in your direction, now you know what you supposed to do. You supposed to stand firm. You supposed to keep your mouth closed, already understanding that your homie is talking. Your homie is pointing the finger. So as soon as she got in contact with the police and the police said, Max B already told us where you work at. Max B already told us where you live at. She decided to play ball and she took it to the furthest. Yeah, she did what she did. She's a rat. But we can't say, you know, she's a rat and then try to make excuses for Max B. Any cooperation, I grew up in the era, my G, where real men gave us the code. No cooperation to the police, none. If the police ask you your name, you say, yeah, my name is Max B. If the police say, where is that young lady working at? Gina, where is she at? You supposed to say, I don't know where Gina work at. I don't know where she live at. I ain't got nothing more to say. Am I being detained? If I'm being detained, then I need to call my lawyer. I don't got nothing more to say. What's my name? My name is Grown Man Business TV. Okay, Grown Man Business TV. Where's that little shorty you was chilling with? Where is your girlfriend? I don't know. Listen, I don't got nothing else to say. If you feel like you want to interrogate me, let's go down to the precinct. I'll talk to you in front of my lawyer. Max B chose not to do that. Okay? So I know it sounds crazy to y'all because y'all have been poisoned with this back and forth and, you know, he's a rat and he's not and he told and he didn't. See, what I'm here to do is show you it's black and it's white. There's no in between. As soon as Max B said she works at Scarlet, she lives out over there in this apartment, she stays in apartment A3, he cooperated. Why am I pressing the line so hard? Because I want the youngsters to know. And what you got to understand is if these young boys understood how stern it is, if these young boys understood that it's either white or black, you can't wiggle down the middle, a lot of these young boys will get out the streets. A lot of these young boys know better when they get into these interrogation rooms. They won't try to do this and they won't try to do that. It is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. And we're gonna get deeper into this because you know, you know, it it behooves me on how I gotta come to this and bring this game to y'all. With all these hooligans on YouTube, with all these jail niggas on YouTube, with all these, ex-inmates making content. It take a grown man that stand on grown man business, a real grown man to stand here and tell you there is no, you don't get to tell where I live at and where I work at. Why would you tell the police where I'm at? Why would you do that? Goddamn well, me, you, and another person, we set that crime up. If the police come to you asking you about grown man business, you tell them you don't know nothing about grown man business. If the police ask you, where does grown man business TV work at? You tell them I don't know. Where does grown man business TV live at? Man, I ain't answering no questions. Get me a lawyer. Okay, let's get deeper into this. Big salute, because again, I got a lot of y'all in the chat, but I got way more of y'all in the DM. Oh, GMB TV, why you say, yeah, because it is what it is, my G. I don't pick sides. I'm from Virginia. I'm from 757 Norfolk, Virginia. If you rat, you ratted. It ain't no way to get around it. If you told the police where that nigga live at and they went over there and arrested him, you can't come back and hustle on the block. You don't get to pop your shit after you told the police where that man work and where that man live at. That ain't how it work where I'm from. But I know a lot of you New Yorkers. I know a lot of y'all pick and choose, Some of y'all like Tax Stone, but he's not a rat. Some of y'all like Troy Ave, but a rat is a rat. And I like to talk about this just as much as I like to talk about the higher ups and the elites, because I understand in the long run, I understand the grand scheme of things is that we was lied to. Our generation, we was brainwashed, we was lied to. And these is the cause and effects of the lies that was told to us. Now niggas is making excuses for people pointing the finger. Well, let's get into a little bit deeper than this. Big salute to the chat. Let's get into this receipt. You already know I'm not staying long. I'm not staying long. I might double back and go live later tonight. But this situation is not a situation we gotta be here for 2 hours. All right? Nah, gossiping. Ain't nothing gossiping about it. This is public information. That's the beautiful thing about it. When you gossip and somebody tell you something and nobody know, and then you tell somebody else and that's gossiping. This is public information. Let's get into this next receipt. Look.
Thing like, yo, if I tell y'all this, I'm gonna get this. Cause so how did that happen?
Nah. See, that's what people are under the impression with. They think that just because, like I said, if you don't sign some type of deal or something like that, that a person didn't cooperate. I'm gonna just break it down for you real quick. That's like if the police is coming around in the neighborhood with the 1-800 tip sign, and they saying we offering $20,000 to find Doggy Diamond for a crime that he committed, and I get on that hotline and I say Doggy Diamond is in the Bronx at this apartment X, Y, and Z, and they go find you in that apartment. That's not cooperating. See what I'm saying? See, a lot of people got this misconception of what maybe telling is, but any type of form, assistance, helping the police, whatever, is cooperating. It ain't got to be per se you getting on the stand. So that's what happened. When he did that, he told them where Gina Conway was. They locked her up, and he let them know, like, listen, I'm cooperating with y'all. I'm letting y'all know I don't got nothing to do with this, that, and the third. So they say, okay, cool. So they never arrested him at the time. Now, when they find Gina Conway and then she lets them know and implicates me and Max B in this situation, that's when they came and locked me and Max up. Then he decided, when he gets in the precinct, to invoke his constitutional right, saying, I ain't got nothing else to say to y'all. I want to talk to my lawyer. But he already gave Gina Conway up. See what I'm saying?
So, when he did this, they didn't promise him anything. He just did it, as far as because all of this is in black and white, though, right? Like, you're not just...
Yep, black and white. Yes,
okay.
yes. Now, all of this is in black and white. I got my trial transcripts. As I stated, French Montana was at my trial, right in the back row. Dane Grease was at my trial, right in the back row. Bunch of other people. So this is from my trial transcripts. And I'm definitely, you're going to have these trial transcripts too, Doggy Diamond. I'm going to get them to you. Like I said, I sent them to King Erna. I sent them to my guy, K.O. So Frosty from Brooklyn. Another guy, Keys, in Cali. So
Nasty work. Nasty work, my G. Yes, yes, Shorty told. She only testified on both of them after Max B sent the police to her job and to her apartment. After Max B pointed her way, cooperated with the police, then she told, and she still told. Ain't nobody, listen, man, ain't nobody debating if she told or not. Nobody's debating if she cooperated or not. But just like this young man said, she only told after Max B cooperated. All right? Now, this is where a little street knowledge come in at. This is where it get deep at for the youngsters that's paying attention. I want you to understand something. As soon as you confirm information for the police, you rat it, homie. It don't matter if they already know it. If they ask you, they need you to confirm it. So what Max B did is he confirmed that he knows Shorty, right? He confirmed that he know where she live at, and he confirmed that he know where she work at, and he pointed the police in her direction. Okay? Now, a lot of people are in the DM, they saying, yo, G and B TV, you know, if Max B told, why did he do so much time in prison? If Max B was cooperating with the police, how did he get so much time? Well, this is another misconception. This is another gray area that they got a lot of y'all youngsters and even some of you old heads confused about. Just because you cooperate with the police don't mean you're not going to jail. Yeah. This is the part of the streets that they don't rap about. This is the part of the streets that they don't glorify. Just because you give up some information don't mean that you not going to jail. Just because you give up some information does not mean you going home. Let me give you a prime example. We all watch First 48, right? We all watch the First 48. You know, you watch them boys in them interrogation rooms. They get those Big Macs with extra cheese and Coca-Cola with fries, and they talk to the interrogation. They talk to the detective. They give the info. Yo, I didn't do the crime. I didn't pull the trigger. T-Bone shot him. I was riding with Ronnie. He was driving. I didn't know what they was about to do. After you give up that information, after we watch them young boys on First 48 tell, what happens after that? They always go to jail. They always go to jail. Right after they tell, they go to prison. So just because you cooperate does not mean you not about to do some time. Let me give you a better example. The girl Gina that y'all talking about in the chat. Guess what? She cooperated. She got on the stand and she pointed out Max B and his co-defendant. And guess what? She still did 12 to 15 years in prison. She got on the stand, she told the whole situation, and she still went to prison for 15 years. So what y'all got to stop, where y'all confused at is you think that just because you tell or you cooperate that you not going to go to prison. That's not the case. And it makes me, it makes me happy to be able to give y'all this game. Listen, youngster, just because you give up some information and you turn rat, you're still going to prison. Conspiracy, your ass still going to jail. Okay? You know, a lot of people are saying, yo, if he cooperated, why did he go to prison? You know how many people would cooperate if they knew they was going home? Everybody would tell if that meant you was going home and you wasn't going to do time. Now, the fact of the matter is he cooperated. And in the long run, that plays into you getting some time knocked off. You know what? He did tell us where Gina was at. When he told us where Gina worked at and we got in contact with Gina, She broke the whole case. She told us everything. So you know what? In 15 to 20 years, you might be able to, with the right lawyer, some good money, a homie like French Montana that been working on your case for the whole 15, 17 years, you might be able to walk out that prison, man. You might be able to get out of there. But that don't eliminate the fact that when the police asked you where was Gina Conway, you told them where she was at. When the police asked you where did Gina Conway live at, you told her address. That don't eliminate that. And again, why am I even talking about this? Because this is what grown men is supposed to do for the youngsters that feel like they want to be in the street. You want to be in the street, here's the rules of engagement. Yo, my OGs, my uncles, I knew the rules of engagement. I knew you don't say nothing to the police without your lawyer right there. You don't do no talking. You don't implicate nobody. You don't give out no addresses. You don't give out no occupations. You don't do none of that. What's your name? My name is Grown Man Business TV. Okay, we got some questions for you. I'm not answering nothing. I want y'all to look in the chat. I want y'all to read through the comments and look at how it's people in the comments, it's people in my DM that's trying to move the goalposts. Oh, she told on it, blah, blah. I'm not talking about none of that. Why did Max B give the location of that young lady? That's all I'm talking about. Okay? Now, we gonna get right back into, this last little spill right here. I want you to listen, and I want you to listen clearly. You talking about paperwork. I'm letting the co-defendant is telling you loud and clear. He is not stuttering. He is not aggressive. He's very articulate on how he's expressing and explaining the paperwork. Let's get into this last, this ain't even the last receipt. We got one more receipt, because we gonna talk about 1090J. All right, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Well over 700 people in the chat. I should be well over 100 likes, but a lot of y'all don't like the truth. I understand. I get it. But that's one thing that makes this platform very powerful, my G. It don't matter. The truth is the truth. It is what it is. All right, let's let this young man talk a little bit more. Go ahead and talk to the people, man. Look.
So I've been sending them out to different people. Like I said, I just wanted to send them out to a legitimate source.
Yeah. So
and it's expensive.
So next question. So when they're in trial, this stuff comes out in trial. This information.
His own phone number, and as I told you, which is the discovery, the phone records are part of the discovery, because they had to turn that over to the defense, because the defense has to prepare for trial. And when I got these phone records, I looked. First, I seen the report where they were saying that, they talked to Max, this, that, and the third. So, I'm saying, all right, hold up. Let me make sure, check. I need some verification, some more proof.
Imagine being able to build an...
I got his phone records. And when you look at the phone records, it shows that he's calling the police back and forth off the cell towers and all that. You can't deny that, man.
So you said others was in the courtroom when this information came out?
Yeah. French was in the courtroom. Like I said, he was coming to my trial almost just every day. This is at the time, before where he at now. He was Max B, was out on bail. French was up and coming, so they linked up, got together, and French, I guess, Max, kind of like showed him love, put him on the mixtapes and stuff like that. So he was still up and coming. He was fresh. He was early.
So what was the last conversation you had with Max?
Since like.
Now I'm gonna stop him right there, right? I want to stop him right there. Matter of fact, let's run this back real quick. I want to just let y'all hear it one more time. All right, go ahead. Talk to the people, B.
All back and forth. Then he read off Max B's phone number. He read off his own phone number. And as I told you, which is the discovery, the phone records are part of the discovery, because they had to turn that over to the defense, because the defense has to prepare for trial. And when I got these phone records, I looked. First, I seen the report where they were saying that, they talked to Max, this, that, and the third. So, I'm saying, all right, hold up. Let me make sure, check. I need some verification, some more proof. I got his phone records. And when you look at the phone records, it shows that he's calling the police back and forth off the cell towers and all that. Can't deny that, man. So,
In the discovery, see, this is, again, a lot of y'all dudes and a lot of you youngsters, y'all don't understand the game. Y'all was never in it. The beautiful thing about me is that I played this game. I know exactly what's going on. Y'all don't understand that the discovery, when you take it to trial, right, you have the right to face your accusers. So when you take it to trial and you got a lawyer that's doing what a lawyer's supposed to do, you start getting all the information. Oh, yeah. And that discovery is showing Max B his phone records. The phone transcripts is in the discovery and it's showing that he's having back and forth phone calls with the police. This young man even said that there was a situation where Jim Jones was calling Max B. Yo, where you at? Max B said, yo, the police is questioning me. Jim Jones said, tell him the SMD. Get your lawyer. Don't talk until your lawyer. He was talking to the police. He was having back and forth phone calls, whatever those phone calls was about, with the police. No lawyer. Yeah. Yeah, the police always want you to talk when the lawyer is not around. They pray. They pray that you're scared enough to talk without your lawyer. So, it is what it is, man. You can take it or leave it. You can like it or you can love it. I'm not here to, disrespect Max B, but what I am saying is the youth is watching. And every last one of you puppets, celebrities, hooligans, jail niggas, whatever you want to call it, y'all gonna be an example for these youngsters. I'm gonna make an example out of you niggas. Come home, be a grown man, take care of your family, do whatever you gotta do to come home. But I'm not from New York, my G. I'm from Virginia. And even the biggest rats in Virginia that we know told, they home right now, they doing podcasts. But it ain't no motherfucking parties in Virginia Beach. Yeah, the dude that snitched that was dealing with Pusha T, one of the biggest drug dealers in our city's history, he told. Yeah, Jeezy. Jeezy ratted, for real, and Pusha made a song called Snitch. Sorry, I just want to come home. Go listen to the song. That's about Jeezy. He home right now. Respect to Jeezy. He home. He got a podcast. He doing his content, but we ain't throwing no parties at the beach house for Jeezy. The way y'all throwing parties for Max B at the harbor. Respectfully. Respectfully. So we gonna make examples out of you jail niggas. We not gonna glorify the shit y'all did and the things y'all do. We gonna show the youth the yin and the yang. It's all good when you out there hustling, when you committing crimes, when you robbing people. Yeah, it's all good when you out there getting that money. Yeah, it get tricky when the police run down on you and they get to asking for addresses and all that. Now you don't know. Yeah, you rapping on these mixtapes and you talking about keeping your mouth closed and we don't talk to the police. And then when the police come and ask you where Gina is at, you done told the police where she live at. You done told the police where she work at. You talking to the police. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You can take it or you can leave it. Now, another reason why I'm speaking on this is because this YouTube thing, this content creation is powerful, my G. And the same way we used to listen to the rappers is the same way the youth listens to the bloggers, listens to the content creators, listens to the streamers. The same way we used to listen to Jay-Z, we used to listen when he said, take off the throwbacks and put on the button up. We was listening. The same way he said, drink Cristal, we was listening. Now the youngsters don't listen to the rappers. They listen to us. And it's a lot of content creators up here throwing salt on this shit, throwing dirt in the game. confusing the youngsters. Oh, you know, he didn't tell because blah, blah, blah. But these same dudes that's saying that, they done told already. And I'm going to use 1090 Jake, Jacob Cherry. That's his real name, Jacob Cherry. I'm going to use Jacob Cherry, 1090 Jake, and I'm going to make an example out of him. Because the last thing we going to do with this next generation is let y'all brainwash the generation. Let y'all lie, mislead, send this generation to the hellfire. Nah, homie. If you want to be a shooter, be a shooter. You want to be a gangster, be a gangster. But guess what happens to gangsters? Your ass go to jail. And when you go to jail, right or wrong, you need to keep your mouth closed. Oh, but you know, they was sleeping with my girlfriend. Don't matter. Oh, but you know, they was stealing money. Don't matter. You know what they it don't matter. The code is it don't matter what's going on. We don't talk to the police. And this is where y'all get held accountable. We gonna start holding y'all accountable. Yeah, you're gonna get held accountable. You could come out here, you could get your jewelry, be you know, I'm happy that you're free, but we not gonna hide the fact that you told. All right. Now, Jacob Cherry, I wanna get into some content with 1090 Jake. I wanna let 1090 Jake talk, and then we gonna break this down because even dudes like this, detrimental to the culture. They damage the culture when they get out here. Nah. This is perfect information. Yeah, this is perfect information. What 1090 Jake is doing is misinformation. What y'all are doing when y'all are trying to make excuses for dudes that broke the code, that's misinformation. And that's why these young boys think they could do what 6ix9ine did. Oh, he was sleeping with my baby mama. So I told on the Trey 9 and the 6. I told on everybody. That ain't how it worked. Tax Stone. Oh, you know, they was out there. Nah, when did shooters start writing letters to the judge? When y'all start allowing it. When y'all started making excuses for shit like that. Now you got Tax Stone writing letters to the judge confirming information about Troy Ave and Banger. And y'all out here acting like that shit cool. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, they already knew about it. Well, why is you confirming it? If the judge already knew that Troy Ave and Banger got open cases for other assaults, why is you writing letters and confirming it? That make you a rat. And when the youngsters realize, hey man, we ain't gonna be able to slip. You know, you see what grown man, man, nah, we ain't gonna be. Don't even. Nah, let's go ahead and go to school, man. Let's go to college. Let's start a business, man. Because if you tell, they gonna know about it. The discovery will be in those YouTube streets. The information is gonna make its way back to those YouTube streets, guaranteed. And it's gonna be forever. This shit live forever when we lay down this content. That's why I don't get up here lollygagging, rapping and tapping, spitting and skitting. I ain't up here just talking. We gonna change the narrative, my G. We gonna change the narrative. We gonna change all of this. One live stream at a time. All right? Yeah, big salute to the chat, man. Hit the like button and all that. Y'all know what to do. These niggas is mad at me. Don't be mad at me. I didn't tell the police where Jenna lived at. I didn't cooperate. I would never make a phone call to the police out my cell phone. Am I detained or not? If I'm being detained, I get one phone call. I'm calling my lawyer. We can talk when my lawyer get here. That's it. That's what's going to save you. Close your fucking mouth. Yeah, Max B, he was on the verge of becoming a big-time rapper. Max B was on the verge of becoming a wealthy puppet for the higher-ups and the elites, and he didn't want to give that up. So when the police got to asking him questions, guess what he did? He cooperated. Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go. 1090 J. Hey, man, respectfully, brother. You know, I ain't got no beef with you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But what you need to know is your days of misleading the culture, your days of being a culture vulture, it's almost over, man. You already got 1,000,001 subscribers off the culture. Yeah, you got a lot of subscribers off the culture. All right, nasty work. Let's see what Jacob Cherry got to say. Let's see what Jacob Cherry got to say. All right, nasty work, man. Now I'm from Virginia, 757 Norfolk, VA. Yeah, Allen Iverson on the jersey, 757 on the pendant. I'm from the Tidewater area. Yeah. Yeah, I used to be on Fort Worth with the Fort Worth Fleet. Yeah, East Little Creek Road and all that. And as soon as they would have found out that you told the bike boys where that man lived at or where that girl lived at, your ass wouldn't have been able to come back on Fort Worth. Yeah, Jareek and Big Randy and all them boys, they would have said, you can't come back over here. What happened? Yo, when the police rolled up, he told the police that Jenna lived in those houses over there. He told the police that Jenna, she work at Food Lion over there at Southern Shopping Center. They went over there and arrested her. Nigga, you a rat. Now, if Jenna decide to do what she gonna do, that's her prerogative. But you told. So don't ever get me confused with New York. Nah, I ain't from New York City. It ain't no, yeah. It ain't no goddamn flex saying you from I'm not from New York City. All right? And I'm gonna keep it cool because you already know I could go left when it come to New York. Nasty work. Y'all somewhere partying right now with Max B, popping bottles and shit, smoking weed and all that. You got your loud nose and you're smoking your tweeds and all that. Nasty work. Let's get into this receipt real quick. Go. Look.
And that's all y'all had to fucking come up with? This is all the co-defendant could say to try to knock Max B's name out the way? So this is something that's interesting, right? I'm going to show y'all what the fuck snitching actually is, because what they're talking about here ain't it. So, again, this is Max B's actual appeal, right? Now, when you go through Max B's appeal, we're going to go after dude got his shit blown out, whatever. When detectives arrested Conway, Gina Conway, she gave them a statement implicating Max B and Pooh Sims. So
Go ahead, 1090. Talk some more. Talk.
right there, just so there's no confusion, Gina, who found the dude to be robbed, told Max B, went on the robbery with Pooh Sims and let everything play out, duct taped whoever, whatever. The second she got booked, she told on everybody. That's the snitch.
Correct. The second she got booked, she told on everybody. But how did she get booked? How did they find her? How did they locate her? There it is. Yeah, she told. She told after somebody told on her. Yeah, she told. She's a rat. But she only told after Max B told on her. She didn't, before Max B sent the police to her house and her job, nobody knew where she was at. Before Max B told the police where she was at, she hadn't made one statement to the police. She hadn't said one word to the police. So for her to get in the position to tell, Max B did what he did. Okay? So if y'all gonna throw her in the pot, but you know what? I want to show y'all who y'all dealing with when it come to Jacob Cherry. You can find this on my channel. It's one of my latest shorts. Yeah, come to Grown Man Business TV, go to my shorts, and you can find this short right here. I want to show y'all exactly who y'all dealing with. When y'all listen to this guy tell y'all who did this and who did that. You know, Jacob Cherry, 1090 Jake. Talk to the people. Look.
1 minute later. How easy is it to get drugs in a Florida prison?
Every single compound I hit, there was all types of drugs on there, whether it's prescription pills, Molly, some spots it was cocaine and meth, but nothing more common than K2.
Jacob Cherry, a former inmate, posted the videos to YouTube.
1, 2, 3, 4 flips.
He says Florida inmates currently behind bars recorded the videos using cell phones smuggled inside. Damn! But sometimes it's the officers bringing the drugs and cell phones inside.
The majority of the drugs that I know of that are coming inside is through the guides. When you're not really making any money and a $30 phone on the street turns into a $1,200 phone inside a prison, a lot of people are gonna do it.
The state says in 1 year, about 12,000 weapons were found in Florida prisons, 36,000 grams of K2, and almost 9,000 cell phones.
1 minute later.
How easy is it to get drugs in a Florida prison?
Every single compound I hit, there was all types of drugs on there, whether it's prescription pills, Molly, some spots it was cocaine and meth, but nothing more common than K2.
Jacob Cherry, a former inmate, posted the videos to YouTube.
1, 2, 3, 4 flips.
He says Florida inmates currently behind bars recorded the videos using cell phones smuggled inside. But sometimes it's the officers bringing the drugs and cell phones inside.
The majority of the drugs that I know of that are coming inside is through the guides. When you're not really making any money and a $30 phone on the street turns into a $1,200 phone inside a prison, a lot of people are gonna do it.
The state says in 1 year, about 12,000 weapons were found in Florida prisons, 36,000 grams of K2, and almost 9,000 cell phones.
What? Now that's Jacob Cherry. Now ask 1090 Jake if he considers that telling. You know what he gonna tell? No, I didn't tell on anybody. I just told the news that this is how they get the drugs into jail, and every time I went on a different compound, there was marijuana, K2, weed, there was dope, there was coke, there was crack, heroin. This is the guy y'all listen to. I get up here, I give y'all the game, pure dope, straight off the brick, directly into the bottles. I don't hold nothing back. I don't sugarcoat the content. I don't step on the content. Yeah, I don't tap dance on the content. And y'all get in my chat and y'all question me. And then y'all turn right around and y'all listen to 1090 Jake, a.k.a. Jacob Cherry. The same dude that got on the goddamn news and told the people exactly how they was smuggling drugs in the jail, exactly how they got phones in the jail, and he been telling for a long time. Okay? And I agree with that. It's levels to ratting. But where I come from, listen, let me tell you something. Where I come from in Norfolk, Virginia, you a rat or you not. If you tell a little bit, you told. See? Y'all done made these different levels and all that. It's different tiers of telling. You know, you could tell a little bit, but that ain't really telling. And you only wrote a letter to the judge, so, you know, that ain't really telling. But, you know, you was talking to the news anchors, so that ain't really telling. But where I come from, all of that shit is in the same pot. If she's 14, you did bad. If she's 15, you did bad. She could be 18. Even if she's 18, under the proper circumstances, my G, you did bad. There is no in between. 13 and 18, what they got in common? The word teen. Yeah, 13 and 18, 13 and 19. What do they got in common? They all got in common the same word is called teen. They're all teenagers. Telling to the police, telling to the news anchor. What they got in common? Telling. Telling to the judge or telling to the local police department. What they got in common? Your ass was telling. All right? Yeah. This is. You can find this on my channel. You want to watch? Look at this.
1 minute later. How easy is it to get drugs in a Florida prison?
Every single compound I hit, there was all types of drugs on there, whether it's prescription pills, Molly, some spots it was cocaine and meth, but nothing more common than K2.
Jacob.
Goddamn, Jacob. Goddamn, baby. So why am I saying this? Hey, man, the majority of these content creators are puppets. They are here to mislead. They are here to lead the youngsters to the hellfire. They are here for chaos. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? When I was coming up, it was no confusion, my G. A grown man told you exactly what it was, and you understood what it was, and then you made a decision on what you want to do. When I was growing up, a grown man would have used his backhand if you would have told him you was a woman with a wig on, and you a grown-ass man. Yeah, hand and feet. There is no in-between. When I was growing up and you would have came back to Fort Worth and you would have told Jariq and Big Randy and all them dudes, and you would have said, yo, you know, when the police asked me a question, I just told them where he live at. They asked me where his house was and I told them. They would have put hand and feet on you, nigga. Ain't no in between. So I know this right here. I know it sounds aggressive. I know a lot of y'all is used to listening to Lil Nas X. Y'all rather talk to Saucy Santana. Y'all want one of those real feminine men to talk to you real nice and real calm and demure. But that ain't what grown man business do. Yeah, we don't do that. I'm going to talk to you like a grown-ass man. Jacob Cherry, you did bad, my G. You have no leverage. You can't certify and stamp what a rat is and what a rat ain't when you on the goddamn news telling the people how they getting drugs in jail and what you saw on the compound and all that. Yeah, every compound I was on, there was meth, weed, dope, coke, but nothing more than K2. Yeah, that's what you said, nothing more than K2. Yeah. Now they gonna run up in the goddamn jails in Florida and get to looking for that K2. Yeah, you told them where to go. To all the youngsters, because I'm not spending all night on this. To everybody, all the young men out there, this criminal lifestyle is a dirty game. Just because somebody tell on you don't mean you get to tell on them. This criminal, there is no code of ethics in the streets. There is no honor amongst thieves. That's why Max B, Bigavelli, that's why he told the police where that young lady was living at. And that's why that young lady told the police what they did. And that's why all they asses went to jail. You understand me? They all, listen to me. They all went to prison. Look. Mac B girlfriend gets 15 years in prison. You see that? For everybody in the chat, Max B girlfriend gets 15 years in prison. So, who put her in prison? I mean, Max B told the police where she was at, right? And she went to jail. So, who told? Everybody went to prison. Everybody told, and everybody ass went to prison. Okay? Now, I'm going to just leave y'all with that, man. For everybody in my DM, for everybody, go look at my last video. I just posted it. Salute to all the engagement. Go in the comment section and all that. My DMs blew up. I would rather you go in the comment section, but I got a whole lot of DMs as soon as I posted that video. Yo, G and B, she told on the both of them, but Max B told on her first. So everybody went to prison. I'm gonna land this plane with this because I'm only giving y'all an hour of power on this situation. I'm gonna land the plane with this. Max B had 75 years in the federal penitentiary. 75 years. Max B gave back 59 years. Now, you got people, he gave that time back. 59 years? That's almost unheard of, my G. Find somebody that gave back 59 years or more to the feds. Go in my comment section and give me the name of somebody that went to jail and was sentenced to 75 years in prison and gave back 59 fucking years. That's a lot of time. Listen, let me tell you something. If Donald Trump ain't pardon your ass, we got an issue, brother. The only way you can give back 59 years of federal time and not have us look at you sideways if Donald Trump go on TV and call out your name in the pardon. Yeah, we're going to pardon these guys, or Max B has been pardoned by Donald Trump. That's the only way we could say, you know what, he good, my G. He had 75 years. That was a violent crime, my G. That was a murder. You ain't really gonna get a pardon on murder. You might get a pardon for some drugs, a non-violent offense. So miss me with that. You know, again, you got a lot of these content creators. You got a lot of these jail niggas using jail terminology. Yo, he gave that time back. What you talking about, G&B? He gave that 59 years back. And it sound good to somebody that don't know what you talk. Oh, he gave it back. Yeah, I was listening to Jacob Cherry, and Jacob Cherry said that Max B just gave the time back. So he's but when you talking to a grown ass man that was in them streets, that really played in the streets, my G. When you talking to somebody like me, that shit don't work. You ain't just giving back 59 years. You don't get to walk back on the block and say, yo, hey, what the hell you doing out here? What happened? Oh, I walked it down. I gave him 59 years back. I only did 17 years on a 75-year prison sentence. You know what? Go ahead and get up out of here, boss. Where your paperwork? Matter of fact, let's talk to your co-defendant. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. And then when we get in contact with your co-defendant, now he said, yeah, man, Max B told on that girl. He in the paperwork talking to the police. He got the, you know, we got the phone transcripts. He talking to the police and all that. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad news. Oh, he gave that 59 years back to the Fed. You think the Fed's gonna let you give 59 years of free labor, government money? You just think the Fed's gonna let your ass walk away with 59 years left on your sentence and all that, and people just running with it. Oh, he gave it back. Nasty work. You know what I'm saying? Nasty work. Now, you know, again, we gonna stop letting dudes like Jacob Cherry play in our face, man. You know what I mean? And you gotta know something, right? It's money on the floor. This is a trending topic. So all I'm gonna do is talk about the trending topic, but I'm gonna give you pure dope straight off the brick directly into the bottles. To all you young niggas, go to school, man. Go to school, my G. Oh, you don't want to go to school? Cool. Don't worry about it. You like guns? Go in the military, man. You like to shoot guns and all that? You want to go to war? You want to play Call of Duty and Black Ops and all that? That's what you want to do? Cool. Go to the military. Or you don't want to go into, start a business, man. Make t-shirts or something. Go out there to goddamn Irvin, PA, get with Gully TV and make you some goddamn knitted hats. Yeah. Yeah, make you some knitted hats. Make you some goddamn kufi, some colorful kufis out there with Gully TV. You know what I'm saying? Start a business, man. Make some bean. You a Muslim? Make some bean pies. Yeah, assalamu alaikum and alaikum salam. Well, you should have your own brand of bean pies that you sell to the people all year round for Ramadan and all that. You know, in Ramadan, you Muslims don't get to eat, but I'm sure you can get a bean pie or two, right? All I'm saying is the streets is over. Every one of these dudes, it's something going on. It's a chink in the armor all the way down to Pooh Shiesty. I ain't even talked about Pooh Shiesty. Yeah, nasty work. Why you think we ain't heard no music from Pooh Shiesty? Why you think Pooh Shiesty's so quiet? Everybody was waiting for Pooh Shiesty to come home. Why you think Pooh Shiesty is so goddamn quiet? I might do a live stream on that. Nasty work. All of these shooters and gangsters, yeah, when they go to prison and they go in that interrogation room and they trying to fight for their life, it get nasty. Yeah, it gets sticky. It's nasty work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all ain't heard from Pooh Shiesty, have you? Hey, you ain't seen one Pooh Shiesty mask on Pooh Shiesty since he been home. Why you think that is? I might talk about that. You could like it or you could love it. It's some rat shit going on with Pooh Shiesty. Yeah, there it is. I said it. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the paperwork and you get to reading and you get to seeing what they said in that room with his lawyer, yeah, you ratted. You told on that man. Big salute to the chat, man. You know what I mean? Hit the like button and all that. Make sure you tap in, man. You know, I gotta get it to you like this because it's few far in between, bro. This is not something to play with. Take your ass to the military, go to school, or start a business. Make some goddamn bean pies and colorful koofies out there with Gully TV before you hop your ass in these streets, catch a body and go to prison for 75 years and come home in 17 and then wondering why we asking questions and we got your ass to the fire. No longer will you dudes get to go in there, do what you do, come home, and then talk that talk like, oh, nah, we ain't going for it. Yeah, a lot of y'all don't like it. It is what it is, but I had to deliver this download, man. Salute to the chat, man. Nasty work. Hey, welcome home to Max B. Welcome home, my G. Take your time. Get reacquainted with life. Be thankful. But don't you go in that studio and get to talking about bigger belly this and bigger belly that. Don't you get your little ass in that studio and get to talking about guns and violence and drugs and hooligans and gangsters and yeah, don't do that. You understand? You need to take your time, go out there to Dubai, hang out with your boy French Montana, salute to French Montana. I got a lot of respect for French Montana. You need to be telling your youngins, get out the streets. That gang shit is over. Don't rob nobody. Do like French Montana did and go find a princess of Dubai and put some dick in her. Yeah, and go get married. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Do like Jagged Edge and get married. I just want to get married. I just want to get married. Meet me at the altar in your white dress. Yeah, Max B, you should take that song and remix it. But don't get out here talking about some gangster. As soon as I hear you drop a song talking about Bigger Velly and the Wavy and all this gangster shit, I'm going to replay this right here. We going to get right back on you. If you want to talk gangster, then you need to address the elephant in the room. Why did you point the police in the direction of Gina? Why did you do that? You might want to rearrange your message. Tell these young boys to go out there to Dubai and get you a princess of Dubai. Oh, that's some gangster shit. That's real gangster. French Montana used to sell coke. He grew up and he went out there and he bagged the princess of Dubai. Knocking her back out. Yeah. Put a ring on her finger. Now she gonna be pregnant. Put some babies in that princess. Yeah. You feel me? Shit. Yeah, my old lady, my baby, yeah, my wife, man, that's the princess of Dubai and all that. That's gangster. But if you get in that studio, Max B, and you get to talking that gangster shit, you gonna have hell to pay. If you get in that studio and you get to misguiding these youngsters, you gonna have hell to pay. Meet me at the altar in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger, girl. We might as well do it. You don't know I want to in my vantage. I just want to get married. I just want to get married. Meet me at, yeah. Yeah, that sound about right. Hey, Max B, that sound good. I think you need to preach that to the youngsters. Before we get to talking to your guy. Yeah, I reach out to your co-defendant. Yeah. I do like Doggy Diamonds, and I'll reach out to your goddamn co-defendant, and I'll let him come up on the platform and talk about what he wanna. Yeah, I'll do that. Us content creators, we got a strong voice, my G. We are the wavy ones. Yeah, you gonna learn real fast, Max B, who got the wave. Us YouTubers, us content creators, us bloggers, we got the wave. So again, I don't know if you remember Jagged Edge, but I would suggest you get on your iPod or go get your iStreams and get on your iTunes and you type in Jagged Edge. Meet me at the altar in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger, girl. You might as well do it. You like that? Yeah. Let's play this one more time. I want to give y'all this game one more time. You can find it on my channel. I always thought it was amazing when I first saw this, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna hold back. I wanna play this one more time. I wanna let Jacob Cherry talk to you. You know who Jacob Cherry is, right? 1090 Jake. 1090 Jake. We all know he told, and he still get up here and he talk about who ratted and who didn't and all that. But I want to make sure y'all don't forget 1090 Jake talking to them goddamn peoples and all that. So we gonna play that one more time. But yeah, I would suggest that Max B remix Jagged Edge, Get Married. You know what I mean? I think you should do that. I think that'd be a good song. That you get French Montana. You know what I mean? You get the Princess of Dubai. You ask him to be in the video, and you start preaching family. You know what I'm saying? You came home. You got your children. You got your family. But if you get up in this motherfucking studio and you get to talk about Waverdelli and Machiavelli and Bigavelli and you get to swinging that perm around and all that, man, we gonna stop you in your tracks. This ain't goddamn 2005, brother. Yeah, this ain't that. And that ain't this. You get to dropping songs, lying to the youth, glorifying jail, glorifying prison, glorifying gangs and violence and murder and drugs and dope and coke. We gonna stop you in your tracks. All right? I could sing it. I could, yeah. I just want to get married. And you need to goddamn do a song like that. All right, Bigavelli, Max B, salute to you. Welcome home, my G. Let's look at Jacob Cherry one more time before we get out of here. All right, chat? One more time. Look.
1 minute later. How easy is it to get drugs in a Florida prison?
Every single compound I hit, there was all types of drugs on there, whether it's prescription pills, Molly, some spots it was cocaine and meth, but nothing more common than K2.
Jacob Cherry, a former inmate, posted the videos to YouTube.
1, 2, 3, 4 flips.
He says Florida inmates currently behind bars recorded the videos using cell phones smuggled inside. Damn!
You did that. Yeah, you did that, Jacob Cherry. Yeah. Big salute to the chat, man. Last but not least, keep your mouth closed. I don't give a damn what the police say or the feds, whoever. Close your mouth. Close your mouth, man. Plead the fifth. If you want to be politically correct, tell the police that you plead the fifth in fear that you might incriminate yourself. That'll save a lot of you youngsters a lot of time, a lot of heartache. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, officer. I plead the fifth in fear that I might incriminate myself. I need to have my lawyer present when I talk to you, if I talk to you. Or you could be like Jacob Cherry. You know what? Look at this. Go ahead and talk to him, Jacob.
But sometimes it's the officers bringing the drugs and cell phones inside.
The majority of the drugs that I know of that are coming inside is through the guys. When you're not really making any money and a $30 phone on the street turns into a $1,200 phone inside a prison, a lot of people are going to do it.
The state says in 1 year, about 12,000 weapons were found in Florida prisons, 36,000 grams of K2, and almost 9,000 cell phones.
Or you can be like Jacob Cherry, and you could talk to the people. You can revoke your Fifth Amendment right, and you could talk to the people. All right? The decision is yours. The choice is yours. Once you make the choice, stand on it like a grown man. That's it. That's all. All right? Now, you already know, man, it's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. Yeah, I suggest you tap into this Grown Man Business. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick, directly into the bottles. Straight off the brick, directly into the bottles. Straight, raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoating nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. I'm only here to give you the game straight raw, my G. Pure dope. No extras, no preservatives. We not water whipping, and we not counter whipping. All right? No fentanyl, no quinine, no baking soda. We not adding nothing to this pure dope, this pure content. Nothing. We not adding nothing to it. I'm going to give it to you raw, like it or not. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Welcome home to Max B. Always good to see a black man come home from prison, greeted by his friends and his family and his children. A lot of love and laughter all the way around. Welcome home to Max B. Hopefully you can show growth in your music. Hopefully you can show growth in your message. Welcome home to Max B. But let's address the elephant in the room. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Max B did bad. Put a 2 in the chat if you think Max B is clear. All right? You know what I'm saying? You know, make sure you make the decision and you stand on that. Welcome home to Max B, man. But your co-defendant, he ain't coming home. He got the discovery. He got the transcripts. He got all of that. Think about that when you go in the studio and you make this music and you reintroduce yourself to these babies, these young kids that was babies when you went to prison. Think about that when you reintroduce yourself to the music industry, to the ears of these young children that are going to be listening for your music. Make sure you think about that before you get in there and get to talking that talk and walking that walk. Make sure you tread lightly because we got to, you know, it's an elephant in the room. A big ass elephant that's saying that, you know, you did bad. All right? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You already know what time it is. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in.